My trip to the Munster Vales started in the beautiful Ballyhoura mountains in East Limerick, but the Munster Vales include 5 lovely mountain ranges and a host of attractions and wonderful sights to see. I'm here at Ballyhoura Mountain Lodges in lovely 3-bedroomed bungalow, and they're tucked away in the Ballyhoura mountains. Beautiful pine trees everywhere. This is the living area, and there's a lovely kitchen. And all amenities are included. You've got a little CD player there. And the bedrooms are lovely and spacious. This is one of the twin rooms. Plenty of room. And this is the master double room. Double bed. And it has a little ensuite with a lovely big shower area. And there are 2 double single bedrooms. We couldn't wait to get cracking on our first activity, which was at Ballyhoura horse trekking. John, Joe and Claire were wonderful guides. And my dad and my daughter Nicole and her friend Sarah Jane had the best time. Dad's just getting his horse now. We're here at Ballyhoura. Just getting fixed up there. John Joe's helping him on. My mount was slightly less graceful.
Oh, the horse is going to take advantage of me and it's the hunt over. So I have to try and be firm. I'm a sucker for just pet them and say, oh, poor horse.
When he comes on,
Our horse ride took over an hour, and we travelled through some beautiful scenic countryside and views of the mountains. And even though I'm not as good at riding horses as my dad, I still managed to have a wonderful time. It was funny trying to get off the horse though.
get off from the ring. Well, you have your choice there.
You've been chewing on this. What do I do, John Joe? What if I visit an Indian? Oh, this is very graceful. Oh, thank you, John Joe. I'm falling for you. Thanks.
In the evening times, there were lots of friendly neighbours, little hares jumping around the lodge. And there were lovely places to eat in the town of Kilfinnan, which is right beside the lodges. We ate in Molly's one night, and next morning we set off for some trail biking. I'm in Ballyhoura Mountains in gorgeous Limerick, and we're in this beautiful woodland area, and I'm taking the green trail, which is the easy trail, on my mountain bike. And you can get these from Trailriders.ie, and they're great fun and good for all the family. Okay. This is an activity for someone who's super fit, because I was absolutely exhausted after a short time. Even the girls said that it took a lot out of them, but it is great fun, and again, great scenery. Facilities at the lodge included a children's playground, a basketball hoop and a short zip line, which was great fun. So I really recommend staying at the mountain lodges. Before leaving Limerick, we took a trip to Killmallock, which is a beautiful walled town, and I had the pleasure to meet the lovely Margaret O'Sullivan, who is the owner of Deebert House Hotel, and her mother owns the gorgeous Deebert House B&B next door, and it's been running for over 50 years. Killmallock is a gorgeous town, walled city with lots of medieval architecture to go and see. So a lot of heritage on our doorstep that I didn't know about before. So I really recommend stopping off here. Next stop was County Cork and the home of Nano Nagle, who was the founder of the Presentation Sisters. And in her Homeplace is a wonderful heritage, spirituality and ecology centre where they offer 3 bungalows for guests to come and stay. They have an organic farm and a wonderful cosmic walk which tells about the foundation of the universe. It's also not too far from Ballyhass, where there is a most wonderful aqua park which was built over 10 years ago on a site which was an old quarry. The quarry was flooded and now there are all sorts of activities, some of my favourites including zip lining, which I couldn't resist having a go, and although I wasn't up to wakeboarding and water skiing, I did try my hand at the archery.
If you hit another red, you beat Nicole.
Oh,
That would
on
hurt.
top.
That would hurt daughter dear, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, is this right?
So don't have your... You're kind of you're putting it in close.
Okay. Don't put it to your face.
So you don't want to look straight through it. You want to be able to bring it across your face like this, okay?
Okay. What do I get?
Nice.
Blue.
Blue, so that's 5, so that's
Blue, okay.
12.
So what do I get? A blue and a...
Take an extra go.
You're taking an extra go.
Oh, I was only allowed 3.
Blue.
So I didn't get away with cheating, but some people just love to show off.
Whoa.
Oh, lovely.
Kayaking is also on offer here, and there is also accommodation for people to stay and make it a real family holiday. You'd be very busy doing all the activities if you did stay here for a week. A firm favourite is the Aquapark, which is highly inflatable slides and climbing frames, and it looks like super fun, and I just wished we had more time to enjoy it all. It's lovely, the sound of crunching gravel underfoot. We stopped off at Tourin House to enjoy the gardens and had ventured into lovely Waterford, and the scenery driving through was really beautiful. I've never been to Lismore before, but Lismore Castle is simply stunning, and down in the river below somebody was actually angling. The town centre has a heritage centre to enjoy and learn all about the town, and Foley's was a great spot to stop off for some Sunday brunch, which we did. We also managed to fit in a visit to the farmers' market, which was in the grounds of the castle, and that is well worth a visit too. Venturing around Waterford, we were staying in Villierstown for our next night, and the Crushkeen Lawn is a great little pub. It's the only pub in the centre of the town, and it's right on the river Blackwater. It's also next door to the Blackwater Eco Pods, which are 4 gorgeous little wooden pods right next door, and across the road is the best takeaway I have ever been at in Ireland, and it's in a little shop, and you really wouldn't know there was a takeaway there at all, but they serve the best Thai curry I've ever eaten in Ireland. The pods, as you can see, were quite tight for 4 adults, and I would recommend, if going again, to get 2 pods for 2 adults and 2 grown-up children. Next day was an adventure indeed, as we were taking a trip along the river Blackwater on the Blackwater Eco Tours. We took a photo of this from the road because it's fascinating. Tell us what it is, Eugene.
That's a wedding present. That's a reminder of a honeymoon, because when the Henry Villierstown and his wife Catherine Ott went on their honeymoon, they went to Brighton, believe it or not.
Just gets a reaction.
And he said to me, "You're a lucky man. You were 20 foot away from her because she was going to kill you."
Yeah, you must get a real big love.
1190s. And believe it or not, they were the Fitzgeralds, were the actual. I'll pull back a little bit altogether.
Yeah.
Fitzgeralds were the Norman invaders that came over here and took over all this area. And believe it or not, they are direct descendants of.
Oh, fantastic. Oh my God, they're beautiful.
These guys, look.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic.
Not only did we see ducks in flight, we saw herons, and we heard a baby peregrine crying out for his mother. There really was nothing about the nature on the river that Eugene didn't know. He just was a wealth of information, and such a charming man. Really recommend booking him for a tour. Dungarven is a beautiful town, and it really has a feel for Kinsale or even Cornwall. That evening we ate in the 360 Cookhouse, which is fabulous, and they cater for canines too and give doggies a special menu of their own. I, however, stuck to the house menu and had some delicious monkfish goujons, which were gorgeous. We stayed at the Park Hotel, which is a member of the Flynn Group. So it's a family-run Irish hotel, and you'll get a great warm welcome here. It has lovely views out over the River Blackwater, and it's right in the centre of town. As well as a warm welcome, you'll get to enjoy the lovely leisure facilities, which include a lovely large swimming pool. I have to say the beds were super comfortable and the rooms very spacious, and it looks like all the en-suites have recently been refurbished and they were completely new. Dungarven was a complete surprise for me. I had never been before. I don't know Waterford very well, but I definitely will be back. Our final leg of the Munster Vales was in lovely County Tipperary and at the Tipperary Museum of Hidden History. This museum explores the tale of two worlds, from rural life in 19th century Tipperary to the big houses on the Suir Valley. And you'll learn all about characters who left their mark, such as Oliver Cromwell. And there's even one of his death masks made out of wax on display in the centre. There are plenty of gruesome tales too, which will appeal to teenagers and children who like to be scared a little bit. And even I was scared.
It's visually uncomfortable for some people. It actually feels very realistic. If you touch the skin, it's actually kind of realistic.
So it was waxy. Yuck. This isn't meant to be. We finished off our trip with a spot of lunch in Fethard in County Tipperary and found a wonderful little deli called Emily's Delicatessen, which is set in the heart of the town. Fethard was founded in the early 13th century during the Norman invasion of Ireland, and it is steeped in history with beautiful buildings and a remarkable church with some stained glass from Harry Clarke. It's also under the gaze of Slieve na Mán, a mountain associated with the folklore of Fionn McCool. We went into the Fethard Horse and Country Museum, and this is where the remains of the famous Kentucky racehorse Sadler's Wells are on display. There's also lots of information about the Norman conquests and the breeding of horses, and there are tours out to Coolmore Stud as well. The Munster Vales were a fantastic surprise, from the Galties, the Ballyhouras, the Nagles, the Comaras and the Knockmill Downs. And thank you to the Munster Vales for making this trip possible.